What we celebrate with colorful fireworks today once terrified kings and destroyed empires. That burst of light above your head wasn't always a symbol of joy. It was a harbinger of war. What if I told you that all of it, the smoke, the sparks, the light, didn't come from battle, but from a quest for immortality? Imagine China in the 9th century. The Tang Dynasty is at its golden peak. The streets of Chang'an, today's Xi'an, pulse with trade and art. Along the Silk Road flow spices, jade, paper, perfumes, and legends. In the shadow of imperial gardens, a group of Taoist scholars decide to cross the boundaries of life to find the elixir of immortality. They mix sulfur, charcoal, and potassium nitrate. They expect eternal life. They get an explosion. One lab journal reportedly left a note: "Whoever tests this substance, let them pray." And perhaps right then, in that small alchemist's cauldron, the modern age of explosions was born. In the following years, a fire obsession spread across China. Monks and scholars experimented with new ingredients: mercury, copper dust, even poisonous herbs. Some burned up with their laboratories. Others were celebrated as those who saw into the heavens. Imperial chronicles contain a warning: he who seeks the elixir of life may find the flame of death. But gunpowder could no longer be forgotten. A century later, gunpowder became a strategic secret. Imperial labs produced experimental weapons, fire lances, and the first rockets with primitive jet propulsion. Court officials issued a decree: the recipe must not spread beyond the empire's borders, under penalty of death. If power can be packed into dust, someone will smuggle it. And so the secret began spreading along the Silk Road, with silk, tea, and curiosity. Gunpowder didn't travel the world as a military secret, but as a commodity for the curious. Caravans crossed the Tarim deserts, Pamir Mountains, all the way to Persia and Baghdad. In saddlebags with horse fat and oil, they hid tiny black powder that could turn the sky into a heaven of sparks. Arab scholars wrote of black powder that thunders like gods. Monks in Samarkand called it holy smoke. And when Persians first saw it, they named it the fiery breath of the dragon. Whoever held the recipe could control armies and markets. A weapon that could burn became a tool of power. With the Mongols' arrival, everything took on a global scale. Empires fall faster when their enemies learn chemistry. Their empire connected territories from Peking to Tbilisi, from Bukhara to Baghdad. Military engineers gathered knowledge from every corner of Asia, and often unified it on the battlefield. When Mongol armies reached cities like Khwarezm or Baghdad, they besieged them with fire that flew across the sky like alchemists' legacy. In Persia, the first state arsenals of explosives emerged. Arab scholars experimented with chemical ratios. In India, fire arrows known as banfati appeared. And in Europe, people first spoke of witchcraft and thunderstones. But when the first cannon was fired against a fortress wall in Italy, the sound from its barrel became the new language of power. The world changed faster than caravans could cross the desert. In every empire, fire appeared, just with a different prayer over the flame. From that moment, power was no longer measured in arrows or swords, but in thunder made by human hands. Royal courts in Persia, India, and Europe began competing. Who could launch the most magnificent fireworks? And who could destroy the largest city? The Silk Road became a vein carrying not just silk and ideas, but heavenly fire. What begins in fear often ends in fascination. Every civilization used gunpowder differently. Chinese lit the heavens. Arabs defended cities. Europeans turned it into a tool of conquest. This triple evolution led to a paradox. A weapon born from spiritual longing for eternity became a symbol of power and wealth. To impress the gods, Emperor Yongle set the sky on fire. Year 1400, Ming Dynasty. Imagine the forbidden city plunged into winter darkness. Emperor Yongle decides to stage a celebration the world had never seen, a New Year's fireworks display for the gods. Tons of black powder wait in lacquered wooden crates. Court pyrotechnicians nervously check fuses, while the Imperial Guard watches every barrel like gold. When the first spark sounds, night turns to day. Rockets, fountains, and bombs soar over the Forbidden City. The sky burns gold, red, and blue. The noise lasts so long that children stop screaming and just stare upward in silence. Some records say sparks set palace roofs ablaze, but the emperor reportedly just waved his hand and said, "Let it burn, the gods are smiling." That night, fireworks became the definitive signature of power. Every burst was a sentence the emperor spoke to his people, not with ink, but with fire in the sky. From then on, fireworks became part of nearly every grand ceremony. In India, they accompanied Maharaja weddings. In the Ottoman Empire, Sultan coronations. In Europe, royal courts imitated them at Versailles, Venice, and London. With every new dynasty, thousands of ducats flew into the air, this time not for weapons, but to celebrate peacetime victors. Military technology became art, and the elixir of immortality, an economy of joy and prestige. But behind every flash lurked a shadow, a reminder that the same flame drawing flowers in the sky could turn a city to ash. Today we associate gunpowder with joy and colorful nights, yet the same chemical principles that once lit the Forbidden City now power rocket warheads and engines of probes heading to space. The technology changed, the principle remained. A tool is always innocent until someone decides what to use it for. The Silk Road was full of merchants, but also dangerous ideas that connected East and West not just with wealth, but with fire. Perhaps that's why fireworks still fascinate us today. In every spark hides an ancient human story of trying to master light while always risking darkness. Gunpowder gave birth to two faces of civilization, the celebratory and the destructive. It was the Silk Road's most mysterious export, a bridge between spiritual faith and the desire to control the world. When you watch lights falling from the heavens today, you're seeing the legacy of Chinese alchemists. And somewhere in their dream realm, they might smile because they truly gave the world immortality, just not as they intended. Was gunpowder a gift of civilization or humanity's first global weapon of mass influence? Drop your opinion in the comments. I'm genuinely curious what you think. And if these stories from China, Persia, and Central Asia fascinate you, hit subscribe, because the next episode reveals another secret that traveled the Silk Road and changed the world forever.